What's up, everybody? Welcome to the NX Show here on twitch.tv/the NX Show and codenamenx.com/live. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, is that retro code, Eddie V.
We are about to get into a crazy time for gaming.
That's true.
Hello, everybody.
My head hurts from just thinking about it. So before we get into the show, what we were talking about during the pre-show, which apparently had no audio, thank you, Jesse. By the way, Ray has no power, and Jesse is out of town. So it's just me and Ed again. But sorry, I'm also eating banana because I haven't eaten lunch today, and it's too late to eat lunch because we're eating dinner in like 2 hours. But where I was going with this was Ed and I have been discussing things. We're really getting into the Mixer scene, and we are thinking about moving the NX Show to Mixer, just because we prefer that platform. It is going to be a little bit hard because Ray is a Twitch affiliate, although I don't think that affects his status on the podcast if we move to Mixer, because he's not technically streaming it. So, and if he wants to stream the show to his personal YouTube channel or his personal Twitch channel, he can. But it's something that we're throwing around. My personal experience with Twitch the last, I would say, 2 months at least, have just not been great experiences. I've had a couple weird bots try to message me and do weird stuff. I reported them. The Ninja situation is odd. The user experience has been subpar as of late. And so, I've been streaming on Mixer the last few days, and it's been a great experience so far. So, also, shout out to Microsoft and Watch Mixer for replying to me on the Twitter thread. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of awesome. I was like, I'm making my debut stream, and Mixer said that they were looking forward to the stream, and Xbox said, welcome aboard. It was pretty cool. So the Mixer experience has been pretty cool so far. It's been pretty welcoming, to be honest with you. And Ed's been my sound engineer the last couple nights, basically telling me if the sound sounds good or bad, or, bad sound coming out of my mouth could mean a bunch of different things. So, sorry, I gotta open this. But anyways, Ed and I have been talking about moving the show there, because we are personally streaming there, and Ed's got a few streams coming up too that we talked about before the show, and I'm excited to see what he has to do. And we've been kind of talking about how we're gonna compile our content for Codename NX. Which you can go to codenamenx.com right now and watch our backlog of shows and stuff. I'm working on getting all the old content up there from Pow Block and Arsenal X. So, like I said, it's going to be a couple weeks before it's all up there, but we're getting there, and Ed's our personal streams will be up there to watch, as well as other things. So, Ed, what are your thoughts on Mixer? I feel like I've been kind of rambling a little bit.
I've told you guys about Mixer a couple months ago that I switched from Twitch to Mixer.
I know you did, and like that's kind of what got my brain moving. I'm like, I'm already streaming on Twitch. It's easier to stream to Twitch with my situation. Everybody knows about the PC fiasco. That was just bad.
Yes.
But after the whole Ninja thing and the experience that I've had the last couple weeks on Twitch, I was like, you know what, I gotta find a workaround. Let's just do it. So
right, and like I'll still do Twitch like when I'm playing PS4, but like because I switch, I do Mixer on my One, and I play a lot of the third-party games on One. It's just literally been easy. Like it recognizes what my game is. It recognizes what the audience is for, and they'll just set it unless I need to go in and change anything. My streams, since it's coming from my Xbox, whatever frame rate it is. Like I really don't have any stuttering or anything like that. There is a couple of problems that, and it may be because of my Xbox One. I don't know. I still got to figure it out. But I'm just like, it's so easy to uh, get into, like just to actually record. There is some times where, and this might be the interface on the Mixer website. I wish it was just easier to um, be able to go to your channel and actually go to your broadcast when you are streaming. I wish that part was easy, but other than that, yeah, I'm cool with it being moved to Mixer. Because, and don't forget people who are in the chat. If you do Mixer and you have it, you do get some kind of points, for chatting or just being around there. So
Yeah, they got that really cool kind of like RPG system where like you get points
mhm.
for streaming, you get points for following, you get points for you get points for all kinds of stuff and followers and everything. So and also on top of that, the Mixer experience is really clean. Like it's just a clean,
Yes.
smooth experience. And like you go to top streams, there's also like a up and coming streamer category, which people I know have been in that category a few times, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to get more involved in the Mixer scene and following more people and everything.
And also, it's easier for if anyone who's doing Mixer, like downloading stuff to your computer to edit everything. Mixer is kind of really easy to do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
all you do is go to your broadcast dashboard and go to past streams, and then there's literally a button that just says download, and it stores them for 14 days. So,
yeah,
I've been storing mine on my personal YouTube channel. So it's been. I'm really enjoying the Mixer experience, and
yeah,
I know we're live on Twitch right now, but like, if we're gonna do this, like, I want to make sure people who are watching the show live here now that
hmm
if we do move the Mixer, it's gonna be a better experience for us, and therefore, I feel like if it's a better experience for us, it's gonna be a better experience for you guys.
yeah,
And like I said, if Ray wants to create content out of the NX show for his personal Twitch channel, which I'm all for that because Ray is an important part of this show and this thing that we're doing. I am all for that as well. I'm going to try to figure out how we can stream to all of our personal Mixer or Twitch channels, because Jesse still seems like he's kind of on the fence on moving over because he has a pretty he's kind of embedded in Twitch as well. He's always streaming on Twitch, so like,
yeah, and that's fine. Like Twitch is not bad or anything.
No,
If it works with Jesse, that's great. I think for like just for me personally,
well, I see like for you personally, you don't have the same setup that I do, and
right.
being able to stream to Mixer right through your Xbox is a super convenient feature that is awesome to get people into streaming, right?
Right.
And
It's easier for me to edit my videos and stuff because like I have some videos out there that's on my personal YouTube channel, and I did that all that stuff from Mixer, and it was just like, man, this is easy, like, and getting it fading in and stuff, and I'm still playing around with the video editor and stuff, and I think this is a side conversation that we probably had before for other people. I think that's why I feel like the service would work well for Switch if it was possible with Microsoft and Nintendo to work it, because I feel like Mixer would be easier to just have on the Switch in a sense if Microsoft were able to get that, and if Nintendo wanted to up the charge for Nintendo Online for that, to include Mixer, and Microsoft was willing to do that with Nintendo, I would pay that much money.
Yeah,
and I wouldn't have no problem with that.
Yeah, the only thing about Switch is that like the hardware itself I don't think could handle it the way that an Xbox One, because the Xbox One and the PS4 too also, like, I don't want to exclude that either because you can stream to Twitch or YouTube from there too, is like there's a lot of hardware inside that does a lot of that processing stuff for you that the Switch just can't do, right? And I'm gonna be streaming some Switch games on Mixer. You know, like Smash. I'll probably stream some Smash or Mario Kart, and like have a Mario Kart tournament with friends, or you know, that kind of stuff in the future, right? Or some Fire Emblem, that kind of stuff. But I am also in a situation where I am able to do that, where you know, you are not, and that's not like it's if you want to do things quote unquote the professional way or whatever, like it's expensive, and I had to, you know, borrow money from my parents and you know, ask like and spend some money and get rid of games and stuff just to have a setup, right? We had this conversation over the summer, which I thought a PC would have done well, right? Like I had a PC that we used to do the stuff through, but like it died because of bad parts, and I'm like, I'm not building another PC just for it to fall apart and having me. So I spent my money on a nice Mac that I can edit stuff. It's easier for me to edit stuff. Are there weird workarounds and stuff? Yeah. And have my streams not been super clean? Yeah, because I had to stream through Elgato to restream, which will put it to Mixer because my card is out of date, and it's just like, yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of weird workarounds, but to get an experience that I enjoy, I'm willing to put in that effort. And you know, you streaming to Mixer through Xbox is another way to do it, and like, you know, I try to watch your guys' streams, although you guys stream when I'm usually sleeping. Especially Jesse, like sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll get up to pee and I'll have a notification on my phone.
Yeah,
Phantom NXS is broadcasting. I'm like, oh yeah.
But and when I stream at night, I'm normally right there just trying to record, so I can edit later. If I'm doing any kind of streaming, it's going to be during the day when I'm off, or sometime. And usually I'm trying to get back into my Let's Learn series where I'm teaching about that genre, or you know, the gameplay and stuff. Like I want to get back into doing that and stuff. That's more of a personal thing than NX. But pretty much like everything I do for most of the stuff that I do Mixer, I always make sure that now that it's, you know, everybody recognize that this is Codename NX. You guys can check the website. I do all that promoting to make sure that people know about it.
Uh-huh.
So, and I will be get back into talking over games and stuff. But yeah, I just feel like Mixer is just easy to get into.
Yeah, and the chat is like super. It's kind of like I know that like Twitch has a really cool way of going about like Twitch Prime and all that kind of stuff that you can do, but like Mixer also has like that extra layer of interactivity in their chat.
Yes.
And I don't want to make this like a Mixer promotional show, because like I didn't mean for that to be it, but like also the chat stuff is awesome because you can spend those sparks or whatever to have cool kind of not emotes, like graphics pop up, like hype graphics and stuff, and it's just awesome. So I really want to get that out there because like Mixer is a growing platform, and I feel like if Twitch keeps going the way they're going and Mixer keeps going the way that they're going, there's going to be a shift in power in the streaming industry. And we actually have a question about that.
Yeah.
I think Deshaun asked us. So, you know, we'll be talking about that later. But let's get into this housekeeping, Ed, and talk about what we've been playing because, you know, I've been playing a lot. So, housekeeping for you. This is the NX Show, your source for video game news, analysis, and other shenanigans. You can catch us here on twitch.tv/the NX Show or codenamenx.com/live every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, for pre-show followed by podcasts. If you can't join us live, no big deal. You can head on over to codenamenx.com, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, or other podcast services of your choice on... I'm actually moving the show to Wednesdays just to give me another day to edit because I've been a little late the last couple weeks. So, so you can now catch the show on Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on all those services. You can follow the follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NX Show, and like the NX Project's Facebook page. You can also join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the NX Project. We will also be taking live questions on Twitch, or you can email us questions at contact@codenamenx.com. Also, we are giving away Astral Chain. We're going to give it away the day after it comes out during the live show. So if you want to hop on in and email us your Twitch, YouTube, or podcast subscription for entry. If you email us all 4 entries, including a review or 5-star rating of the podcast, you will be granted 4 entries and entered 4 times. So we have quite a few entries, Ed. So I'm excited I'm excited to figure out who's going to win this game. We're going to play a little game to determine who wins the game. So, but anyways, let's get into what we've been playing. Ed, you can go first. I have a lot to talk about, especially a game I've been revisiting this week that is freaking amazing. So,
okay. So I'm going to actually start with PlayStation 4. So everybody know that I beat Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus. I ended up beating that.
How was that?
It was really good. I thoroughly did enjoy it. I'm still playing a little bit extra stuff, like killing the captains at the end of the game. But it's really fun when you kind of learn how the game goes and stuff. It's something that I'm just like, well, this is Doom, run a gun. It kind of feels like Doom and a little bit of Rage 2. And the weird thing about Wolfenstein 2, and reason that I mentioned this, because this also, I'm playing the New Order, Wolfenstein 1, before I get into the DLC for that one. The Wolfenstein games, you really, for some reason, you don't need to, and this might be me, you don't need to zoom in. Like, you literally could just go and run around and just melee, or just like straight out shoot them. So it's kind of that weird bunkers kind of feeling when it comes to this game. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm still like in the beginning stages of the New Order, because that, like I said, that's the one that I've been playing. But I'm going to be trying to get a little bit more into that. Also started Dragon Quest 11 on PS4. Going to be playing.
Couldn't wait a couple days for the Switch version.
Because I am getting the Switch version also. Don't worry. But it was in the packaging, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm just like, I need to start this game. So I put it in, and I was just like, oh, this game is beautiful. I'm still at the intro. Like, I did a couple of battles and stuff. I'm still learning part of the game and everything. Excuse me, everybody. But I am going to be getting more into that game. I'm trying to do a balance of games and stuff. So that's kind of all I've been doing on my PS4. I really haven't did anything on Xbox One due to the fact of PS4 and all the stuff that's coming for Switch. Like, I got Fire Emblem, 3 Houses. And I got the blue with Dimitri. I got the blue class and everything. And we did our first mock battle, and I lost.
That mock battle is actually quite difficult.
It is.
I mean, I'm a lot farther. I'm about 50 hours into the game now.
Yes.
But man, dude, that first mock battle, if you are just kind of like going in, and it feels like it should be a tutorial kind of level. Right?
Yeah.
Going in, but it's like a full, like, once you do that first like tutorial battle at the very beginning, your battle tutorials are over. Like, they're just like, here you go, throwing you in. And like, especially when you get to the point where there's hero characters like Dimitri and Claude and Eldegard. I'm assuming the Black Eagles, I actually hear if you don't pick them, they're actually like a really tough class to beat. Which I picked them, so I don't have to worry about that. But
well, which is weird because I actually beat the Black Eagles first.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, I beat the Black Eagles first. Then went into Claus, the Golden Deer, beat his class. Only thing that the only reason why I died, because I did lose some characters, was the fact that I lost to the head teacher of the Golden Deer. He was the last one that I needed to beat, and if I would have beat him, I would have finished the battle because I literally just beat I was literally beating everybody. But it's one of those weird things that I gotta figure out on how to do the assist, because it's not like the old Fire Emblems where if you stand next to them, you could combine as two fighters and both be able to attack against one.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
Well,
that's in.
that comes later. But it's a little bit more. It's different than the. That stuff's in there, but it's a little bit different than old Fire Emblem, I should say.
Well, and that's why I was wondering is if it was in these mock battles.
Oh no,
because
it's later, definitely.
Because if you're standing by a person who heals, you can assist them and heal that person.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. But I was just wondering, I'm just like, why are they both not attacking? Because I should be able to be able to attack him, because I try to get rid of the magic users first,
Yeah.
before anybody else, because I know they're going to do some damage. But if I could get rid of them, then I could handle everybody else.
Yeah.
But I did like the fact that I'm doing it on normal, so I was able to retain the experience that I got from the fight for my characters. So now I should be able to go back in and be able to defeat it a little bit. But that's where I stopped at on Fire Emblem. Played a little bit more of Final Fantasy IX, getting through that. That's my lunch game. So when I'm at work and I go to lunch, I end up popping in Final Fantasy IX. I will be getting back into Ultimate Alliance 3 and some other games on Switch. But like Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy IX came out, which talks about my last game that I'm going to be talking about, and that's Grandia HD. Oh, actually, Vascara. I'm sorry. Vascara is a game that was only in Japan about samurai. It's a vertical shooter, shoot 'em up. It's about samurai overthrowing the shogun and stuff, and it's a very wacky bullet hell type of game. It's an arcade collection for 1 and 2, and I'm still trying to learn this game. But it's a cool shoot 'em up with it. I think I only paid like $5 for it. No, I paid $10 for it. There's another shooter that I got for $4.99 that I'll talk about next time I'm on the show, because I didn't play it yet. But I want to just spend a little time on Grandia HD. And me and a lot of my Twitter friends were waiting for this game. It got announced last year, but it never got any official date. And then just out the blue, they announced the date in August. So it wasn't on the eShop. You couldn't pre-purchase it or nothing. So everybody on Friday were waiting for this game. It dropped like at 1:30 my time, 11:30 in West Coast time, and I put the call out to everybody on Twitter. Hey, Grandia HD is live, and it's just started downloading. Folks started buying it like crazy. This game is from Game Arts, and Square. Right now, Square Enix is doing the publishing for it. But this is a remake of a RPG, not a remake, kind of a remastered HD version of Grandia and Grandia 2. It's Grandia 1 came out on the Sega Saturn only in Japan, but then it came to Dreamcast that when the Dreamcast came out in America. And then Grandia 2 came out for Dreamcast, and also a little bit later on PlayStation 2. A Twitter person kind of corrected me on the thing, because I had thought it only came from the Dreamcast, and then I realized that it was on the Saturn also. It's a weird kind of. It's very JRPG, very Japanese. But it's kind of a weird with this battle system. So it's something that you kind of got to play in order to understand it and everything. But I'm a little bit far in it. I'm like close to 10 hours in. So I am making progress. I do have 3 people in my party, and I think I'm at the point where I'm about to get 4, and and just go from there. I'm hoping to have this game beaten by, at least by next week, because it feels like it's going to be a long RPG, probably still 40 hours, but I think that's due to the grinding. So, because it really feels like a 25-hour RPG for it. But yeah, it's out now. I told my friends in Europe, in the UK, it's out. Told my friends on the West Coast, here in the Midwest, the East Coast, just like, yeah, you guys go and get it. And Gung Ho Online actually liked both of my tweets to let everybody know that it was live, because people were just waiting. And this is probably one of the first games that I'm checking my Switch constantly, the eShop, like, when it's going to be released, get this game out, come on. And then they dropped it, and bam, it's probably going to be streaming online from different people for this weekend. But yeah, and then I also bought Oninaki, so that'll be out on Friday. So can't wait for that. On top of, I plan on getting a Control and Wreckfest next week, or by the time you guys see this, it'll be out. So I plan on getting that, and then yeah, just gotta wait for my Astral Chain to come in. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Gotta wait for Astral Chain.
Amazon better send it to the right house. Like, y'all can't mess this up.
Oh man, Ed had a Fire Emblem snafu, so oh man, that's
I hope that worker got fired. I'm sorry.
Well, if you want to get real dark, a lot of people from GameStop are probably gonna get a right. Wait, no, you ordered it from Amazon.
I ordered from Amazon, yeah.
Oh, well, Amazon doesn't know anything about games either, so I mean, to be honest with you, Amazon kind of drops the ball a lot on games, considering how I've gotten, like, I don't even know how I've gotten these, but I've gotten like the European version of games a lot. And I've had to send them back and get, refunds. But,
yeah.
But hey, that's just me. So all right, well, for me, I've been playing Fire Emblem. I'm about 50 hours in. I have heard anywhere between 60 and 80 hours to complete one house, and so I don't really know how close I am to the end, except for, like, I'm drawing closer to a battle that I think is going to end the current phase that I'm in terms of chapters. So there's that. I'm really loving this game. Like, I'm in love with the characters. I like the battling stuff. Two things. I have two kind of minor criticisms of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which understandably, because all the cutscenes are, well, the major cutscenes are anime, hand-drawn anime cutscenes, which is really beautiful to watch. But one is, like, I would like to be able to customize my character a little bit, but I understand with, like, the cutscenes and stuff, you can't really do that. They already made each cutscene twice with a male and a female protagonist, so I do miss that, but I don't really care for the month structure at all. Like, I kind of wish
Persona.
Yeah, and, like, I haven't really played a lot of Persona, so this is very heavily influenced by Persona, clearly, but I wish that I could just be like, okay, I want to build this relationship here, and, like, I wish that the stop gaps of certain points would be through story elements where like, okay, you can't progress your relationship with this person past here because you haven't finished this story beat yet, type of thing, instead of like and I get that goes with like the balance of the game, and like you have to make sure you manage everything correctly. Like, okay, this week I'm gonna go battle, this week I'm gonna rest, this week I'm gonna go explore the monastery, and like, you know, those certain things have to happen. But like, I kind of miss the like how Fire Emblem Fates was, where you could just kind of like grind those fake, those quote unquote fake missions that aren't really part of the story to get everybody super overpowered. Which there's a certain point in this game where you can actually do that as well, but it's like the same 3 or 4 missions all the time that you can do that, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, that you can only do that for so long before you get tired of it. So, you know, I do love this game though. Right now it's probably my game of the year, although I haven't really played a lot that has come out this year yet. So we're getting there though. We're getting there. I'm gonna probably stream backlog stuff on like Tuesdays or Wednesday nights. Although this Tuesday we're recording, so I'm very excited for that recording. By the way, Ed.
But that's okay.
I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem. It's great. Black Eagles are a cool house. Honestly, I'm interested and intrigued to play through the other houses to see how the story changes. And when you get to where I'm at, because you picked the Blue Lions, I want to see how the story changes from the perspective of the Blue Lions as opposed to the Red Eagles or the Black Eagles, because they are two very different styles of houses in terms of like religion and political stature and stuff. And like, I want to see that so bad. So yeah, I like Fire Emblem. It's probably my game of the year.
It's definitely up there. It's definitely a 9.5 for me.
Yeah.
But it's good that you have that as your game of the year, where Yoshi's Crafted World is mine.
Well, I mean, I like Yoshi's Crafted World too. Don't get me wrong. Fire Emblem, dude. How long have you known me, and how long have I been waiting for Fire Emblem?
Exactly. And this is the thing that you could kind of tell between me and you when we have our personal game of the years. It's definitely the time that we put into, and the care and the excitement that we have. Like, you put dedicated Destiny hour time into Fire Emblem. Yeah. And I did the same thing with Crafted World. Like, Crafted World, I'm just like was blown throughout the whole thing. Like, I could not stop playing this game ever since I put it in. Like, this game is why it's number one for me, why it's my game of the year. So, and I think it's just us having that passion and that attachment to these games.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even be mad if Fire Emblem became your game of the year, because I think right now, at the time, I think Fire Emblem, with all this anticipation that it's had, people are still playing this game, going to do it too, like you said, to see the other houses and everything. I think Fire Emblem may be the game of the year just for the industry for 2019. I think we'll see how Astral Chain does. We'll see how Call of Duty does, Pokemon, maybe Gears 5. Like, we'll see a lot of games coming out this year. Will it overtake Fire Emblem? I don't think so. But Fire Emblem is up there, and I wouldn't be mad if it got game of the year.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be mad.
Well, I mean, also, like, we are also looking forward. I mean, we're looking forward to a lot of the same games, but we're also, like, a lot of different games. Like, you're looking forward to Daemon X Machina, where I'm looking forward to, like, really, really looking forward to, like, Dragon Quest and Luigi's Mansion. And, like, you are too, but, like, Daemon X Machina is, like, on your radar, right? And, like, it's not really on mine because I didn't enjoy the demo. And also, the demo dropped around the same time as Anthem, and Anthem had, despite what you say about that game, mission structure and whatever, the flying felt amazing,
Yes.
And you know, it's Daemon X Machina going to that as opposed to Anthem was like really jarring. And
But it was good that the Daemon X Machina got out that way to be like, this is a playtest. It's not a final representation of the game, and that's good that they did that. And of course, you know, a lot of people say they didn't like that demo, but I'm just like, it's good that they got it out for people to try, and then did a video showcasing all the changes for it. You know, so they had time to polish it. And I think I would have loved. I continue to say I would have loved Anthem to do the same thing. Don't get me wrong. I love the flying Anthem. It's just like I think I was having much more fun with Daemon X Machina.
yeah,
But yeah, you're right. You're literally right. I played Anthem with everybody, and I beat the game.
I know you're the
before
only.
y'all.
You were like the one that was like, I would say, like out of the three of us, like Jesse, like I would say you were like the least excited for Anthem. And you're the only one that beat it. So, hey, look, Ray's here. Ray's here. Let's get him in here.
Hey. I wasn't the least excited for Anthem. I just didn't know much about it. And when the demo came out and it was just having all these technical problems, I kind of just got concerned in how they released it. I'm just like, for a game this big, it shouldn't have the mishap that it had. Because when we seen that E3 in 2018, we were like, we need this game. Like it has promise, and I played it every day ever since I brought it.
And I did not. But you know, it's yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get this in here. Sorry.
So to let everybody know, so Resident Evil 2, the remake, is Jesse's game of the year, kind of his top priority. Yours is Fire Emblem, Three Houses. Mine is Yoshi's Crafted World. We'll have to see what Ray's is, but I think for Ray, if there's no current 2019 game, I would probably say Divinity Original Sin 2, maybe Ray's game of the year.
And you'd be right.
There he is. There he is.
You'd be so right.
There he is.
Because I have struggled. Hello, gentlemen. I love you. Thank you so much for being patient with me to find a game as good as Divinity Original Sin 2 this year. If anything, I haven't made it as far as Corey and Fire Emblem, but Devil May Cry 5, I had probably the next most fun with when it comes to games this year.
Which I would agree with you if V didn't play the way that he did.
You know, after a while I got used to it, and then he was just easy.
Yeah.
He was Pokemon trainer from Smash.
And I think when I started playing Dante, I was just like, good night. I could just
This is how this game plays. Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And there's still stuff about Dante that I have to learn about it.
Exactly. I feel like they built that game around Dante. And
Yes.
you can tell once you finally get to play as Dante, it's so good. It's incredible.
I think one problem that it did have though is that it's at times the spacing is weird.
Yep.
Like there's some closed parts, but then there's some open parts, and you don't have enough enemies to fill it. So it's just like, I feel weird about this game, but I would take this definitely over Devil May Cry 4. I literally think Devil May Cry 4 is the worst one in the series.
This Devil May Cry 5 is my favorite Devil May Cry game of all time. It's the best one if you ask me.
DMC does it for me.
I can understand that. Like it has some of the best mechanics, but like this as Devil May Cry was a whole package. The story, the soundtrack, the gameplay. I loved it. It was so much fun. God, I loved it.
I think Devil May Cry 5 and just the series. I think 5 is the best out of it. With probably I haven't played 3, so I would have to play 3 to say maybe 3 might be the second, with 1 being third, 2 being the fourth, and then Devil May Cry 4 being the fifth.
I'd put 2 last and 4th above that.
You know what? I'm more manageable of 2 over 4, because 4 there is some bad platforming, And because if you drop by something that you didn't do due to the fact their camera is bad, you had to buy a button you had to buy a run moment in order for you to run in that game of Devil May Cry 4.
So like the platforming is what took me out of 4. Like everything else I thought about 4 was like, I was like, okay, I like this. This is cool, you know. Nero was awesome. First getting to meet him, but then like the platforming stuff I was like, no, thank you. Never put this in your game again.
And then it would drop you. And if it did drop you, you had to fight enemies over and over and over again each time. And I was just like, nope, Devil May Cry 2 is better.
Please, no, thank you. Yep, I understand. I get that.
Sorry, Corey. Didn't mean
to. It's a podcast. Conversational. Conversations happen. But yeah, where were we at? I don't even remember. Fire Emblem is a fantastic game. But also... this weekend I kind of dove back into some Halo.
I'm proud of you. Good job.
I played some Master Chief Collection, and I think Halo 4 is still super underrated. I really like the way that game feels in terms of like, it feels like the way like after Halo 3 and, you know, Modern Warfare became big and people started adding sprint functionality and like the optional aim down sight stuff. I mean, I guess it's not really optional. Like with the battle rifle and the DMR, I guess like you don't really do it with any other weapon. But like, you know what I mean? Like I really like the way that those weapons feel, and I just feel like Halo 4 plays the way that a modern Halo I think should feel. And then I played some Halo 5 today, and that game just feels kind of really good too.
Halo 5, honestly, I feel like Halo 5 multiplayer is like, to me, almost like pinnacle multiplayer feel. Yeah. Like I felt that Halo 5 is like, I'm like, this is the way an online multiplayer shooter should feel. And in addition to the modes that they have, I was like, this is just fun, and it's good, and it can be competitive all at the same time, in like not a very complicated, weird, roundabout way. I don't know. Halo 5 multiplayer just felt great. I hate that people hated the campaign so much that it just didn't do as well as it should have. But I mean, let's be real. Halo 5, you know, wasn't super strong, you know, in terms of the story and what they decided to do, because it felt more like what was that Harry Potter movie that they split into 2 movies?
The Deathly Hallows. Yes,
it felt like the first Deathly Hallows movie where it's just like, oh well, I know it's gonna end here, but it really shouldn't.
My wife. So my wife would be really proud of me right now.
I bet. I'm proud of you right now because I completely forgot which one they split. So, but I don't know. Halo 5 could have been better than it was. But the multiplayer was incredible. I loved the multiplayer. It was so much fun. But too many of my friends had already dropped the game because they were so disappointed in the story mode that I didn't have enough people to go back and play the game with.
Yeah.
You know what? I never had a problem with the story mode. I thoroughly enjoyed the story.
I just felt like the story was like it just felt like it needed an editor, and they had too many ideas.
It was all over the place,
and they never yeah.
But I would not lie, 343 did a phenomenal job with those cutscenes.
Oh, the cutscenes!
That intro cutscenes.
The cutscenes.
Oh, it's pretty.
Cool.
Oh, it's all pretty. Yeah, it's real pretty.
Yeah, I mean the cutscenes are great, but you know it's
the actual game.
It's the
Yep.
I wanted the stuff that was in the trailer. I wanted to beat up Locke as Master Chief, and then
right, and then they never actually meet each other.
I know. Then they become teammates within like the first 2 missions, and you're like, oh, well, they're on the same team now, guys. Same team.
Yay! So I don't know. That was another big thing about that. Sorry to know the side tangent. People were so upset about Hunt the Truth because Hunt the Truth was so good, and then it didn't actually tie into the video game. And I know I was a part of the camp of, well, it doesn't have to tie into the game, but yes, it would have been really nice, you know. But Hunt the Truth was probably one of my favorite like video game air quote tie-in media. Period. It was so good. It was really well done. So if you haven't listened to Hunt the Truth, it's a podcast series for the Halo universe. You should go listen to it.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's really good. The episodes are only like 20 minutes long too. Some of them.
Yeah,
some
they're
of
so
them
good.
Are longer,
like,
but
really high production value. I loved it.
Yeah.
So give it a shot.
Yes. So I played a lot of Halo the last couple days too. It made me really want to like start playing a lot of Halo again. Like,
good. It's about that time. I've never played Reach, and so I really do want to play Reach.
have never finished Reach.
Oh, so you say
Same
that this
here.
is something we should play together?
It sounds like something we should play together.
I would love that.
I'm just
I
I'm,
would love
Need to
that.
get Reach.
I'm throwing that out there. It's just something we should probably play together at some point.
I would really like that because it is the one Halo game that it came out when we were in college, and I wasn't really playing video games at the time, and so I just completely missed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yes, there was a time in my life where I wasn't playing video games. Shocker!
I mean, I think we all kind of go through that, like especially like probably the ages between like 17 and like 22, 3, 4-ish. You know, like not like that long of a span, but somewhere in that time frame of your life. Because there's a point where like I was in college playing sports, trying to like survive life, and video games weren't part of it because, spoilers, don't play college sports unless you're a really good athlete. Because
or you don't want to have time to do anything else.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because like I would get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to conditioning, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock was my first class, and then after, like from like 1:30 to 3 o'clock, I would watch film, and from 3:30 to 5:45 would be practice, and then dinner, and then somewhere in there you had to do schoolwork and eat
All
and
your homework.
and
Yeah.
poop and live life. Like you didn't just waste like 12 hours of your life doing other things.
Right.
Oh man, I did beat Kingdom Hearts though.
Kingdom Hearts. Woo-wee!
Who a discussion that me and good friend Jared Green had. Ooh.
Thanks for inviting me to that discussion, Ed.
One day I'll finish Kingdom Hearts 3, LOL.
One day I'll buy Kingdom Hearts 3. LOL.
I'm with you, Ray. I have it. But I need to.
I started the game. Could not get through more than I think like 4 hours. I was like, okay, can't play this right now. No, thank you. I'll come back to it.
Yeah.
Maybe for like an extra life thing.
Yeah.
So like for the kids,
Yeah.
we'll play some more of it.
You know, I would say that, but guess what? It's not gonna happen.
Not even for the kids.
No,
For the
Man.
chips.
kids don't like Disney anymore.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. My kid tried to murder a Figment doll the other day, so
Murder? Like, was it like, oh, die? Or
Well,
like, I'm
see
going to
this-
kill you.
see this tall, big Figment behind me?
Mm-hmm.
She took it by the neck and started slamming it on this little side table right here. And
Ah.
I was like, Josh Finney would be real sad right now.
And you know what? It probably deserved it.
You know?
Figment's haunted. She's taking care of the ghost.
Oh, man. Dude, today, speaking of ghosts, like, my kid thought there was a ghost in the bedroom. And I was like, no, there's not. And then the cat also freaked out when they went in the bedroom. So now I'm like,
there's a ghost.
I mean, there might be.
No, there's a ghost. You have a ghost.
There might be. There may or may not be a
If
ghost.
the child saw it and the cat also saw it, you definitely have a ghost.
It's pretty scary in here right now.
Yes,
don't know
I
what
have
to
a
do.
dog, and her job is to bark at the ghost and tell them to leave. It's a part of her contract.
Wow.
When the ghosts
So-
are gone, it will be relieved.
Nah, she could stay. She's cute.
Okay.
So it's all good.
Wow.
Man. How do we get on this? What are we talking about? Oh,
Ghosts!
You've been playing.
games I've been playing. Right. I also played a lot of Fortnite and Apex Legends last night with my cousin. And that was also a good time.
Good.
Those are two very good video games. I know Fortnite gets a lot of hate, but it is a good video game to play with friends if you want something that's simple
Yeah.
and fun and
I would agree with that. I just also feel like people need either better friends or just need to learn how to have more fun because Fortnite can be fun. LOL. It can be.
It was fun.
It
We
can
got
be.
we got one of those big mechs, And like,
oh, you mean the thing that people absolutely detest right now?
Yeah,
people are leaving Fortnite because of that.
No, we found them, and then we found like 3 other ones, and just decided to blow them up so no one else could have them.
Exactly. I feel like if people could do that, they would do that with all of the mechs every time.
Oh no,
so
dude,
nobody can have
the
a
mechs were fun.
I mean, I had fun using a mech because I love mechs, but there are people who are like literally just not playing Fortnite because of the mech.
Well, guess what?
It's crazy.
They're missing out because it was a good time. Let me tell
you.
you.
Oh no, but those are those pro Fortnite people, so they obviously know what they're talking about, right? LOL.
Pro Fortnite people.
So Apex Legends, I've been playing that too.
Yeah.
Got me a solo dolo victory. That felt good.
Yeah.
I've gotten a few more group victories with randos, so that's been pretty cool too. I love Apex. Apex is my favorite BR game, straight up.
Yeah,
it's my absolute favorite.
Apex is pretty good.
Apex feels the best. I feel like Apex it has a less straight learning curve, if that makes sense. Like it's easy to pick up.
Yeah. Well, my cousin has been playing Titanfall 2, and he was like, "Hey, this game feels a lot like Titanfall," because I mean, he likes games, but he's not like super into it like we are, like looking stuff up every day and playing games every day, whatever. And I was like, "Well, it's the Titanfall guys, right?" And he's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, that explains a lot."
That explains everything. But yeah, no, I love Apex. Apex is great. I'm glad it exists. They do really need to get their microtransaction stuff figured out because that's a hot mess right now.
Yeah, but
so
isn't it usually a hot mess for like the first, year?
I guess so. But I don't know. It's been like people are like really, really vocal about how it's working out this time around. I don't buy I don't buy anything for this game. I just don't. I have no reason to. They haven't given me a reason to want to buy anything for this game. So I don't. And so that way I should pay more attention as to why people are upset about it to see if it's valid. At least to me anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't like. I just play Apex and I have a good time, and then I go play other stuff. So
yeah.
I don't know. Apex Legends, super solid game. 100% would recommend.
Yeah, it's fun. So like playing all these battle royale games actually like kind of makes me want a Halo one because I feel like a Halo one might be cool.
Well, let's be real, Corey.
But,
we gonna get one. We're gonna get one.
Are we though? Because they said that the only BR they care about is battle rifle. But also, their creative director just left.
But guess what? And they'll be like, "Oh, yep, the battle rifle's also in our BR." LOL. I think that we would get one. But yeah, they are also...
Halo 2 battle rifle is the legendary equivalent of the other ones.
Oh my god, that would be great. But yeah, you're right. Their creative director did just leave, and that also kind of scares me. But it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of talking about that on the pre-show when we had no sound. Oh
no!
But I do kind of want to talk about that. Although we only have like 45 minutes left for Ed. But Ray, what have you been playing? I'll cut mine off.
So basically, just Apex and Far Cry New Dawn.
Ooh.
I played and finished Far Cry New Dawn recently. Enjoyed it. I hate games that lead up. You play the game a certain way, and then the last boss fight is like, it's just a bullet sponge, so shoot it as much as possible now. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not how I've been playing your game this entire time, but that's cool. So I was
new classes.
I was a little disappointed in that. Because if I known that was what it was going to be, I would have used a completely different loadout for the end, so I would have had more fun, if that makes sense. Because it just the way I have been playing the game wasn't tuned for that. I've been playing games like kind of more silent weapons, sneaking around just a little bit here and there. So my guns didn't have very large clips, and they also were like kind of like 3-round single shot weapons. But then I get to this final boss, and it's like, no, literally has orange glowy spots shoot them to kill it. And I'm like, well, I just need an LMG, and I don't have one. So great, thanks, Far Cry. So I don't know. I enjoyed almost all the rest of the game except for the boss fight. But the last thing I did was the boss fight, so that's what I remember. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Good time.
Games don't always need a boss fight.
Man, they don't. It really did need a boss fight. Like I was like, you could have done without this, and I would have been fine.
Yeah. So
had they given me like a sneaking section like the rest of the game, would have been great. But nope. like making multi-level sneaking sections with multiple enemies that you can take out in a variety of styles, like the whole rest of the game, mind you, wouldn't have been difficult, and it would have been great.
Yeah.
So that's it for right now. Just Apex and Far Cry, and now I get to decide what else I'm about to start playing here soon.
Nice. All right. Well, before we get into these questions, let's actually talk about this Halo creative director leaving. Tim Longo. That's his name, right?
Yes.
If that's how you pronounce it, yeah, I'm with you.
That's what it looks like, so that's how I'm saying it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
As an American white male, I say names how they are pronounced or how they are spelled.
Isn't that how everybody says things?
I don't know. Look, I don't know. I was corrected the other day by someone who wasn't, like me. So I don't know.
I mean, unless it's
obvious. I don't even know if I know life anymore.
Obvious. Are you a man that says, "Hey, look, they got vegan stuff instead of vegan"? Don't be that guy.
Vegan. Sounds like bacon.
See?
Right.
As long as you're not doing that, you're good.
You turn the E to an A. That doesn't even sound right.
Bacon!
I was with there was some little old white people behind me in the store the other day, and they go, look, sweetheart, they got some of that their vegan stuff. And I go, oh, no.
Okay, see, they're Southern. Now, if they're true country Southern, that's understandable.
I don't live in the South. I live in the Midwest.
I know that, but I'm just saying, if they Southern country like coming to visit, they're going to say that. So
I just thought it was hilarious.
Look at Ed
I was like, that's adorable.
Defending the white people.
I have family. Look, I have family in the South, and I have heard.
My family's from the South.
Same here. I have heard some crazy words that we say pronounced very differently up there or down there, I should say.
I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, oh, vegan. I've never heard that. That's a weird name for a child.
They're tripping about Mario. It's Mario.
That was a rip on that new meme going around with that lady who asked the internet to name her kids, and I felt real bad for them. Real bad.
Did you, though? Or did you just say, ha-ha?
No, I felt real bad. That kid's going to get bullied.
Pretty much.
He's going to get bullied.
But for Halo Infinite, so with this creative director leaving, I don't think Halo Infinite is in any trouble. There's no announcement of delays because I'm like, it's still a year off.
It's still like a year and a half away.
Can I tell you right now that game's gonna get delayed?
I don't think so.
I think it's gonna. I think Microsoft wants to push it out because they think it might sell Xboxes, and then they will, do whatever they can.
I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that it's gonna get delayed.
I don't think so. I think Microsoft is going to pull people from different companies, developers of their own, and they're going to help them finish that game.
And let me tell you why it's going to get delayed. Halo cannot afford to come out and be mediocre.
They've already got enough bad blood with Halo 4
exactly.
and Halo 4 and 5.
And 5.
Although
this game cannot come out and just be okay. This game cannot come out and be like, oh, the fans love it, but critically, it's not well reviewed. This game has to come out and be, it has to be great. And honestly, it does.
Well, then that depends on what does Halo Infinite needs to surpass.
4 and 5.
Yeah,
I'm not
by a long shot.
But you know what? I'm not even talking about their secret, the number franchise. What other franchise outside of Halo do it need to surpass in order to get that recognition?
I think stuff like, I think anybody who's making a multiplayer and I know Halo's got a huge campaign is always going to be a huge component to Halo,
yes.
Right? But it's built on the multiplayer stuff, right? And
yep.
I feel like any what do you call it? Any game that is making and Xbox is kind of in a different position now, and it's not like it used to be, but an exclusive quote unquote multiplayer shooter needs to be perfect when it comes out. They can't have game as a service, kind of like Destiny, right? Like where like
Yes.
a lot of people were disappointed by Destiny, but over years, like it just like okay, people enjoy it now. It's in a good place, that kind of stuff. But that's not across what 3 platforms, 4 platforms, 5 platforms now at this point. So like it has that audience that can keep it going. But with something like Halo in the past, at least like Halo 5, 4, and 5 stuck on one console, those audience jumped ship when something like Call of Duty came out, or Titanfall, or now Fortnite and Apex. And Halo needs something that will differentiate itself enough to stand alone on its own legs and be what people like about Halo. And they have to get it right, and I hope that they try to get it right before it's supposed to launch, because that just spells bad news.
Well, it feels like Halo then is the only game that is probably maybe one of the best balanced games. Balanced as in where people care about the campaign and the multiplayer. I don't think people care about the campaigns in Battlefield or Call of Duty or any kind
Unless
of
it's
really.
Bad Company, then yes, I do.
But
But
EA
then again,
put their money.
They have to go up against campaigns now like Wolfenstein and Doom now.
Yep.
But see, the thing about those is Wolfenstein and Doom are not memorable. They're memorable for their gameplay. They're not memorable for their campaigns or stories.
I think
Fair point.
I think Wolfenstein, people care about the story more than something like Doom.
If you have a history with Wolfenstein, I could see that. If you don't have a history for it, maybe in this political climate, yes. But if you don't have a history with Wolfenstein, then it won't even matter. Where like Titanfall 2, everybody really cared about the campaign and the multiplayer. That's probably one of the most modern games. Probably will feel that way, even though Titanfall 2 didn't do so well. That might be probably like the only one. So I just feel like Halo Infinite. Yes, they do have a lot to prove with their campaign. Their multiplayer, to me personally, has always been good. It's always been fine. I didn't like the first game in the sense, but I grew appreciation for it. I think with Halo Infinite, I think if they can knock out that campaign and still deliver an awesome multiplayer experience, then yeah, they would probably bring people back. But it's gonna be like, who do they need to surpass in order to have that?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not just Halo is competing against itself, and when I said that earlier, and I mean like Microsoft as a whole, they need that humongous AAA exclusive game that's going to get people to buy this machine. They need it, and it needs to be good. It needs to be Breath of the Wild good for the Switch. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about in comparisons to the level of hype and like just quality of the game.
Yes,
it needs to be that good. And I hope so, and that's why I would not be surprised if there was a delay. But I also understand that they really almost can't delay it. But they might have to make this game good, because if it comes out and it's like just okay, ooh boy,
right? Because I'm like, it's the leading game for Scarlet.
I think.
Well, I mean, I think Forza. I mean, like, here's the thing though. Like, even the only thing that Microsoft would have to say it's okay to delay Halo by 3 to 6 months would be something like Forza.
Yes,
I feel like this next Xbox has to launch with either Fable or Halo. Has to.
Oh, it's definitely not
Fable.
launching with Fable. I can tell you that much. I mean, and I mean, like, as much as I would be like, oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, I don't see Fable being ready by launch. I would say, like, the way I would picture their falls going almost, or even if I think the smartest move for Xbox would be just to do what Sony's doing, is release their first party in the spring and allow their third party partners to thrive in the fall.
I don't think they can compete with Sony in that land, though.
No, I agree with you. I think they need a smash hit for a holiday. But if they were to do that, I would say, like, Okay, well, Gears 5 is coming out in a couple weeks, right? Which
Yes.
super hyped for that.
Yep, I can't wait.
I would see like it could almost be something like Gears, Halo, Fable, in that kind of like every 3 years we're getting a new Fable, every 3 years we're getting a new Gears, every 3 years we're getting a new Halo, right? And I would put that, and then like every other year would be like whatever Forza is, whatever.
If I will say, if Fable is going to come to Scarlet, I think now with them acquiring Obsidian, I think they're going to do that new Fable.
Not if the Outer Worlds is successful. They're going to work on that.
Well, the thing about with the Outer Worlds
what if
is
they build up, they staff up, and they have two teams? It's been done before.
The thing with Outer Worlds is now it may have guaranteed success, not only because it's coming to PC and Xbox, but it's going to be on Switch. So people are willing to show that they will buy that game on Switch if it runs well. So
I really want that game so bad.
I know, that game looks awesome.
Outer Worlds looks so good.
I mean, I'm gonna bite the bullet for everybody and buy it on Switch, so I'll let you know how it is.
And I probably will double dip. Like I will probably play it on Xbox One to record it, and then I will buy it on Switch because I want that different experiences that game is going to offer. So
yeah,
but now that they have an RPG kind of developer, I think I would trust now as Obsidian with having Fable. And what was the other company that they brought when they brought Obsidian? In Exile, yeah.
Well, In Exile is working on Wasteland right now, right?
Yes,
I think so. Yeah,
Wasteland 3, yeah.
So
I
don't know.
Wasteland 2 on Switch, by the way, great game. I know it's on Game Pass and like a bunch of other stuff, but you should play Wasteland 2. It's good. Sorry.
But
Sorry,
I feel like you're good. I feel like Halo. I don't want to say that it's in trouble, but I will say that I am slightly worried. We don't know a lot about this game, and the little stuff that we do know isn't great. So
I think Inside Xbox might change that, and I think if they're doing that thing that they did in Mexico last time, if that be the leading title that they want to present and actually show something, it may change minds.
The thing too though is like
the
thing too though is like 343 is such a huge studio at this point.
Yeah.
That like no offense to Tim Longo or whatever, but like is him leaving really like that's the other side of this? Is it really going to affect Halo all that much?
I see, and I don't think so. I think
it just depends on how ingrained he was. If he was the only person who, if he had all of the, the say in what was happening, maybe. But if, his role was completed, it might not have been a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Had his part been done, somebody can pick it up and run with it.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Ray. That's what I was about to say. Like, I think everything is finished and ready to be in place, and now they're just about to spend time stitching it all together and programming, testing it, probably take some things, add some things, refining. I think they're now in the nitty gritty of doing the work for that game.
I sure hope so.
Like it sucked what we got for E3, even though that CG was impressive and we didn't get no gameplay. But I think they're just like, okay, let's get down, let's get this thing together.
I'm telling you, I really hope so.
Yeah, and that's why I just feel like, man, a delay can't happen, and I really do feel like they're going to hire more people, or they're going to grab some other people from different developers. I
just think like the creative director. I feel like there's like a whole team of people though. For a creative director has under him as a creative team. That like I think they have enough people to be like, okay, well, we're gonna shift some roles around. You're gonna be the new interim creative director right now until we figure things out, and keep this on track, keep this on pace. We have the idea. We're this far into it already. Like, you know what I mean? Like I just feel like they already have a lot of the decisions that he needed to make in place. So.
I would love to have a more in-depth conversation about Halo 5 next episode. So I'm gonna do some research, and I would love to talk to y'all about it some more. Just kind of everything we know about it.
Yeah,
Can-
well,
let's do a playthrough. Let's everybody just play through Halo 5 and come fresh, and let's have a discussion about it.
like a
Good, because I kind of want to take us like into Halo Infinite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
like one would say a squad goals episode or a
Ooh, yes. So just kind of like everything we know about Halo 5 and what we can expect in Infinite. Like I want to just kind of have like some comprehensive Halo content. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
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 So, hey, the listeners,
Look at
if
us
you guys
brainstorming on the fly.
if you guys are watching this live or when this goes up on Wednesdays, you guys are listening, actually play Halo 5 along with us. I want to
Yeah.
hear thoughts. I really want to hear thoughts about it.
Because I feel like Halo 5 did get a bad rap, and I want there to be a lot of positive energy going into Halo Infinite. Like I said, I'm concerned, but I'm not like I'm gonna play the game regardless. I'm concerned, but I still want to be excited about Halo. I've always been excited about Halo. I was super excited about 5, but then we played it and it was like, okay, I get it. My expectations were then like set differently. So I don't know. I want us to build some joy around Halo, because Halo has been such a bright spot in my life. I've made so many friends over like playing Halo. I've had so much fun playing Halo, and I want to keep those memories alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want it to turn into another. Well, that's a game I used to play that I don't touch anymore. You know?
Yeah.
So
No, I get it. Like sitting in dorm rooms playing Halo 2 and 3, like
Yeah,
it's
man.
just like, that was my life for like 2 years, like it's
so, and that's why and unfortunately, it's Halo also carries a really heavy nostalgia flag, and so to some people it'll never be as good as it was, but I think they do have a really good chance to give us something awesome. So
yeah. Love me.
I can't wait to play this. It's gonna be a good discussion.
Yeah, for sure. All right, what do we get in some questions?
Yeah.
Remember,
Yes.
you can email us at codenamenx or contact@codenamenx.com or tweet at us or follow the Facebook question thread, all that good stuff. Let me open these show notes real quick. I don't know why they were closed. But Deshaun Malone asks,
I know him.
I have met him twice.
I haven't met him yet.
I have shaken the man's hand in
man.
line at Aldi while I was
I love Aldi.
buying groceries. It was a good time.
I hope when I come see you that we meet up. So Deshaun Malone, I'm planning on coming to meet Corey again and have a good time. And hopefully I run into you and you could meet me in person and I'll give you a hug and a cheeseburger or something.
I'm actually glad you're here for this question. Since y'all seem to moving towards live streaming a lot of content, what are your thoughts on the future of the medium? How do Twitch and Mixer compare to YouTube's future? Super interested in this conversation. So like Ed and I said at the top of the show before Ray came in, we've been kind of mixing it up on Mixer, and obviously I know, right? And Ray is clearly in the Twitch camp hardcore. Congratulations on your 500 followers, by the way, or
Thank you.
subscribers, whatever.
Followers.
Yeah.
Followers.
Yeah. Let's get those numbers up, man. Let's get them to 600.
We're almost there. So we're almost there. We're almost at 600 already, which is kind of crazy. So let's keep going.
Yes.
So, like I think YouTube used to be the place to go for like Let's Plays and stuff, right? And I think Twitch kind of started this trend, and now Mixer's trying to catch up in its own way, where people go to these places to enjoy the personalities, right?
Yeah.
And Twitch and Mixer make it awfully easy to interact with your fans almost instantly, instead of scrolling through the comments, commenting or replying to comments, whatever, on YouTube like you used to have to do. And like YouTube has kind of become this place where people look through walkthroughs or trailers or different types of gaming content, and the Let's Play scene has kind of moved over to live streaming, at least in my eyes. So like to me, that's kind of like the future. If you need to look up something real fast, like I need to figure out how to beat this shrine in Zelda, or where's the secret in God of War, or how do I take down this boss, right? Like that's where the YouTube audience is gonna thrive again.
I agree.
Or not again.
Yes.
It's still thriving, but like if you just want to enjoy someone's personality and have a good time and interact with people, like Twitch and Mixer is where you're going now. So.
So, I mean, can we take it? Can we zoom out just a little bit more than that? So with YouTube, I feel like YouTube is
I can't see.
so much bigger than just the video game pie. The video game piece of that pie is so small,
also
compared to everything else
also
on
true.
YouTube. So YouTube's gonna be fine. It's going to exist regardless.
Yeah.
Video games will be good on YouTube. They will stay there. It will exist.
Well, that depends on the DMCA. So.
What? I mean,
yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see about that. You're right, but like I said,
but there's a lot of
YouTube will
work
be fine
to that.
regardless because that gaming pie is so small. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it'll be YouTube is going to be here, and unless YouTube decides to want to invest in the gaming community again, which it did at one point years ago, that'll be awesome. But until then, it's just going to be there. I don't think it's going to get any bigger. It won't get any smaller. You know what I'm saying? It's going to kind of maintain, essentially. YouTube is maintaining its gaming content really well. And so YouTube, I don't know. YouTube streaming, people do that. Because that's where their audiences are.
I think if people are having problems with Twitch or Mixer, but in YouTube streaming is working, people think they would go there for just a backup.
I mean, if you want to get into YouTube streaming, Nerds Gone Rogue, the other podcast I do with Matt and Moose, like we used to do it through Google Hangouts. Well, Google Hangouts doesn't exist anymore, everybody. So we have been really struggling to figure out what's happening with not only our audience, but like our live streaming situation, because we like having that live audience. And like YouTube has been the place where most of our audience has been for that show.
Right.
And so like now we're trying to figure out, okay, well, we have to find a new thing, which I think we're going to use Discord. But for some reason my Mac doesn't want to install the Discord app. So
that's lit.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's a good time. So like we're really trying to figure that out. So I'll have to use the web browser version of Discord, which is already giving me a headache thinking about.
Oh boy.
But like we took a poll on YouTube or on Twitter, and our audience for that show specifically, who wants to watch it live, wants us to go to YouTube, and so. I guess like an older style. Also, like there's also an age range that prefers YouTube over these other channels, right? And the younger audience seems to skew more towards Twitch, and there's kind of like it seems like there's like a 20s to 30s brackets that kind of like, as I've been looking at Mixer the last couple of weeks or whatever, like that seems to be the average kind of age range of streamers on Mixer, and then YouTube's like old farts now. So, no, sorry, Matt and Moose, but you guys are 40 now, so I have to say something. But yeah,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like you're right. So I feel like you can grow an audience on YouTube, but you then drag them over to your live streaming platform and you cultivate that audience more. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you grow on YouTube and you build them over, and you like build relationships and community in your live content.
Yes.
Which I feel like is important if you want to do that. Some people don't do both, but I feel like if you are wanting to be more successful, you should be.
Yeah.
And so I what Deshaun is saying is like I feel like Twitch and Mixer, they are going to focus. Like I know Twitch tried to expand beyond just video games with the IRL stuff. And, it's huge, it's popular, it's successful. It's like I get why that exists, but I feel like the video game portion of that still will carry the platform going forward. And same with Mixer. Mixer, I feel like it was built as a video game streaming competitor to Twitch and YouTube. And so it focused on video games when they built it. They had the video game community in mind when they built it, but also more importantly, Xbox, Microsoft, when they made sure they're building this up. So I feel like they're going to be good now that Mixer is starting to. They're in a place now where they can make moves in terms of attracting people to their platform. It's going to be very good for the rest of those platforms. I think it's gonna get Twitch hopefully to once Twitch learns that they also have to adapt to their audience and not just their competition. Now that they have competition, once they start to react and adapt better and faster, I feel like we could have a pretty good ball game here. You know what I'm saying? Because YouTube, if YouTube just got their act together just a tiny bit, they could still be a juggernaut and hold down both forts, both the recorded and saved video and the live streaming. They really could. And I feel like Twitch could literally just steal everything that Mixer does and be the best platform on the internet.
But do you think like, I mean, I don't know how involved Amazon is with Twitch, like financially and like making decisions for Twitch or whatever. But do you think like Microsoft seems to be way more invested in Mixer than Amazon is into Twitch, if that makes sense? Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, I feel like Amazon is just Amazon. I feel like Amazon is too big for that to even make a difference. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand that to an extent, but like Microsoft doesn't only focus on games either, right?
But they've shifted, and that's most of their focus is on Xbox.
Yeah, I mean that's also true. So
I mean, I get it. Microsoft, like almost every computer you can look at is, if it's not a Mac, guess what? Windows. So I mean, that exists. That's
Whoa, I'm sure one person that listens to our show probably dabbled in Linux at some point in their late high school career.
I'm so sorry that you had that much time on your hands, but still,
wow.
It's like
lol.
PCs and Windows. That's a dominating brand that exists. It's a household name. It's everywhere. It's everything. So I feel like Microsoft can do that because they've decided to make that part of their identity as a brand. So I see what you're saying is Amazon hasn't decided to take Twitch into its entire identity as a corporation, if that makes sense. It's not a global name just yet. I still get people all the time that are like, what's Twitch? And I don't have to explain to them because Twitch isn't something they know. But if you ask them what's Amazon, they know exactly what Amazon is. Mm-hmm. Most people will now know. I would say most people will say if you bring up Xbox, they know what an Xbox is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I get what you're saying. And I feel like maybe at some point we get there. But I don't really know. I feel like in terms of freedom, Twitch might have more freedom to do what they want. But that's because Amazon doesn't care to a point. They just want more people to sign up for Amazon Prime. But with Xbox and Mixer, they want Mixer to succeed, and they want to make sure that it's working to their benefit as a streaming platform for a home console. They want you on an Xbox on Mixer, and I get that. So I feel like they're all going in a similar direction. They're just taking very different paths and are at different speeds right now. Mm-hmm. But they are all really good for each other, if that makes sense. Now that they are not ignoring each other anymore, because when they first started coming out and competing with each other, they were ignoring each other. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was stupid. Don't ignore your competition. Like, pay attention. Like I'm telling you, Mixer came out with some really cool stuff that Twitch could literally just... If you just copied it, I don't care. Copy your homework, don't make it obvious. No, make it obvious as possible because it's good stuff. Hype Zone is a great idea. Yep. Super cool thing. Twitch needs to implement that. There's a new email going around that I'm seeing. We don't know if I haven't seen if it's been confirmed real or fake or not, but Twitch is about to implement a global Twitch currency for watching stuff on Twitch just in general, not just in specific channels. All over Twitch is going to be like the Sparks and Mixer.
Yep.
So like there's some stuff happening, but people are like, oh well, Twitch isn't saying anything, and I feel like that's because TwitchCon's coming up, and that's where they're going to make all their announcements about what's happening with Twitch. So we'll see. I feel like TwitchCon is a good chance for Twitch to be like, okay, these are some of our plans that we have been, kind of holding to our chests and not telling just yet because we wanted all of our people to be here at our biggest show that we have. So now we're going to tell you. So I don't know. We'll see. But the streaming stuff, I don't know, man. I feel like I still expect Google to pivot again and to maybe have something kind of wild and crazy happen with YouTube. So
yeah, especially with Stadia coming up, and they want to make like a big push with that. So
mm-hmm.
I wonder if Stadia will also be like their like what they wanted to do with YouTube gaming. Like I wonder if Stadia, like Stadia Live, will I like something like to that effect. Like Stadia is going to be our gaming brand, so Stadia Live is our live streaming brand type thing. And they have, like, by the time you hear this, they'll probably already have their Gamescom, what is it, Stadia Connect thing.
Yes.
So next week we'll probably talk about that a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like Google has to do something with Stadia like that if they want that thing to be more than just like a cool experiment.
Yeah.
So
the streaming of future is awesome because it's still going to be changing for the foreseeable future. I love that. Yeah. So let's see where it goes, and I hope that answers your question at least a little bit, Deshaun.
It did. I'm gonna say it did. So
lit.
That was a good conversation, though.
Yeah.
He also asks, what game coming out? What is one game coming out that you hope comes to Switch?
I'll just quickly say Borderlands 3. That's
Oof. It. Man, that'd be a good one. That's a good one.
Man, I don't know, man. I had an answer for this when I read it, and then I forgot, so it must not have been that important.
Well, the Outer Worlds is coming out on Switch, so that's pretty lit.
I know. I wanted Madden. I don't care if it's like a garbage version of Madden, because the Xbox One and PS4 versions are apparently garbage. So
questionable content.
No. I would one game I guess I can say off the top of my head, which is going to be like not super important. Tekken, the card game, the Capcom card game. I would like that.
Oh,
Switch.
Yeah. But man, I don't know. I don't really know, man. Like I got a lot of things that I want on Switch already, so yeah. Switch.
I believe you.
Good console.
I love the Switch. I just right now it's my Fire Emblem machine and nothing else.
Also very true. Man, there was a game that I had lined up and I don't remember what it is. I wish I would have wrote it down, but I didn't because I'm a terrible host. So,
was it Big Mother Truckers 3?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. All right, next question.
Wait, I lied. I have the best answer. Golden Sun. Put it on Switch, you cowards. Yep.
He said game coming. What is one game coming?
I don't care. That's it. That's the one.
Let's move on to the next question.
Hendrix Pasternak writes in and says, "Hey all, what games don't you like that are considered masterpieces by the gaming industry?" Oh boy, do I have a few games for you.
Grand Theft Auto 5 and Uncharted 2. And The Last of Us.
Red Dead Redemption, the new one.
Let's see. BioShock. Journey.
You monster.
Journey is not all of that. Trust me.
I don't understand the appeal of Journey.
I love Journey. Journey is literally a journey. It's incredible.
There's one like a... Oh, man. Now I got stuck on Journey. I think that's it for me now. I also agree. I don't really care. I think Grand Theft Auto does some interesting things, but I don't like with all the open world games out now. Like I don't.
Was Grand Theft Auto 5 really considered a masterpiece?
Yeah,
I mean it got
a lot of 10.
I guess so. So yeah, I don't really consider that a masterpiece. I'm like, that's a cool game.
I didn't even play Red Dead 2 because I didn't really care for Red Dead 1, so I
tried to play Red Dead Redemption 2. I gave that game I think a solid 9 hours, and was just like, nope.
Oh, so you rode your horse from one town to another?
Yes, literally in one time.
Yes, pretty much.
I got to it though. So you know what the straw was for that game, and it's gonna be ridiculous. I played this mission that was actually really funny, and then at the end of the mission, you're stuck in the middle of a field, and I whistled for my horse, and it was like, your horse is too far away. And I looked at the map, and I'm like, I ain't walking to that damn town, and I turned off the game and never turned it back on again.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I think that's about it now. So, man, there was one other major one that I just. What was the other one? I'm really just lost now. I'm looking on my Xbox library because It's on Xbox. I just don't remember if I own it or not. So, lol. Anyways, let's move on to the next question, and I'll just shout it out when I figure it out. Steve Grohl. New
Go
list.
with the names again.
New listener. Shut up. New listener here, and was wondering how you guys got into podcasting and making vids on the internet. It's Ed's fault, really.
I started a podcast called Optional Opinion about 5 years ago. I met Corey do DNA, and we ended up hooking up doing Nintendo Power Block and some other stuff, and that's how I got into it. I was podcasting on another network, so I was doing multiple things, so that's how I got into it. And as for making videos on the internet, working with Corey.
For me, I mean, I just started, like, I wanted to start doing stuff on YouTube, like, a long time ago, and then some life things happened, and then I just never got around to it. And then, some bigger people started creating content on their own, and I was like, well, I want to do that again, and the idea started shuffling around, so I started, DNA, and then it kind of evolved from there into Nerds Gone Rogue, when the group I was originally working with kind of fell apart, and Nerds Gone Rogue was kind of initially started to be the community, like the online community show that I would do with people online, because the group I was doing stuff with beforehand, we would actually get together at my parents' house because they have a huge basement and we could work in there, and then everybody just kind of decided they didn't want to do it anymore, and so I just kept going with Nerds Gone Rogue, and then we kind of got here and started a lot of podcasts and streams, and this is where I ended up. That's the short version of that story.
My journey began probably
Look at this.
He was not a pastor.
7 or 8 years ago, honestly. Back in college, I listened to a lot of IGN podcasts because that's like when they were big, like they were a big deal.
Yeah.
Back when I was in college, 2010, 2013, they were awesome. They were fantastic. So I listened to a lot of podcasts beyond, a lot of Game Scoop. I love them. They were great. They were full of personality, and you guys got to know the people who were doing the show. Like, you got to experience it with them, and it was awesome. I loved it. So when I was probably about to leave, I was a senior. I think I was about to leave college. I was in the Podcast Grind Facebook group, and I just kind of was like, "Hey, anybody want to start a podcast?" And 3 other dudes said yes. 3 other random people I'd never met before. George Loftus, Taryn Qualls, and Rohan Bamamia. And we started push start to play one of those. And we talked about video games and movies, and I fell in love with it even more then. I wanted to do it then, but those are some of my best friends now. And it just kind of snowballed from there. I just love to create video game content, and I've been doing it ever since. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I've been doing it for a while, and I still love it to this day. So, and all in all, it's something that I've been meant to be doing for as long as I can remember.
I'm at that point in life where I feel like I wish I would have started this 5 years before I did it. I never really had people that were interested in the same things that I was for a long time, and it kind of discouraged me from doing it solo, and to be honest with you, live streaming by yourself, especially when you don't have an audience in your chat constantly, is incredibly difficult.
It is hard. It is one of the hardest things.
It is way easier to have some sort of conversational podcast with people like we're doing now, right? And on top of that, I don't really have the most exciting voice to listen to, I do read the comments sometimes, and I'm aware that my voice is very monotoned, and I try my best to switch it up a little bit, but I understand that my voice is not incredibly appealing to someone who's wants to see excitement and stuff, which is why I brought Ed and now Ray into this, because like
you still cute though, so it's fine.
Am I?
Wow.
I appreciate that. Somebody told me that in a chat the other day, and I was like, that's weird. I don't know if I should be.
Get used to it.
Why are you cute? Ray's cute. Yep. Look at that face.
I'm real cute.
Look at that
my
face.
Dentist tells me all the time. I go see my dentist. She's like, "You're a real handsome young man," and I'm like, "Should you be telling me that?" But okay.
So like, and you know, it's just good to have a group of people that is into the same things that you are, and getting into this live streaming stuff. Like, it's why I like Ed in the chat a lot of the times, because like it's easy to interact with people that are in your chat, or like. My cousin streamed with me last night, and that was fun to interact with the chat with him, because he hasn't really ever live streamed anything before. So that was really fun. And like getting into your community has also been kind of like really exciting to have in my life too. So you know, that the Facebook groups and stuff like that have like meeting you guys through this over the years, and everybody else that I've done content with is like, I've made a lot of friends that I never would have had in my entire life. So, yeah, that's I don't know where I was going with that, but it's a good time.
Real good time.
Real good time.
But thanks for the question, Steve. I'm glad that you were listening.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you for listening.
And I encourage you to create stuff as well. Everybody should create things. Make stuff.
Also, you should follow everybody, because everybody that I know here makes cool stuff. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I mean, yeah, Ed is pretty cute too, so.
I know, especially with that haircut.
I know, right?
Oh, blessing unto God.
Looking clean.
Ooh, it was a blessing unto God. My pimp look was gone, and I felt so happy about it.
I don't want to be on camera because, well, my camera's broken first off. But, yeah, my hair is long. It needs to get cut. We'll get there.
Last question, real quick. Megan Green writes in and says, has your mood ever affected the way you enjoy a game? Have you ever not liked a game and then come back to it later and loved it?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
All the time. I can't tell you how many times it's happened in the last, like, year.
I would say the past week. Like, my mood matters so much when it comes to video games. Like, there are some games where I'm like, I'm literally just not in the mood to play you. And yeah, I won't touch it for months even. And then I'll come back and I'm like, yo, this game's amazing. What happened? It happened with Divinity. Divinity, I just wasn't in the mood to play it. And when I first got it, and then I sat down and finally started playing it, it is one of the best games I've ever played. So
not for me. Like, if I have, when I get into a disappointing mood, I just want to clown the game all, and I just want to be like upset and not be frustrated, but I just want to be disappointed that these were the decisions went into a game. And if I do go back to that game, even though I know it's disappointing me or it's let down, I don't go. I still consider that me not loving it, but I would have a research for it. And just be like, this is still terrible. So, yeah, that's me.
I see.
I have. I mean, two games specifically. Last year, God of War was one where like I just wasn't feeling it when I first started playing it, and I came back to it like a few months later and ended up loving it. I still don't know if I like it as much as most people, but I thought it was a great game. And then Horizon was a game, not that like my mood really had anything to do with it, but it was a game that I started and I was like, no, the Switch is coming out. I'm playing Zelda first. And then I ended up playing Horizon like 3 months after, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it as well.
Horizon is probably the exception. I went into Horizon not liking the trailer, but I was going to give it a fair chance. And it thoroughly surprised me because it wasn't just the gameplay that stood out to me. It was actually a lot of the themes and the story and the character development that really excited me. To be like, wow, Guerrilla Games really took a chance with this. And it feels like one of Sony's best first party games.
I think it is Sony's best first party game, in my opinion.
To me personally, I think The Last Guardian takes that, with Horizon being second and God of War being third.
I would say God of War is first, 100%. But I guess another game that was like that for me was Smash Bros. Believe it or not, Smash Bros. Came out, and I was just like, I don't really want this game right now because I was playing Celeste, and I was really in the mood to play Celeste. And Celeste also turned out to be one of the best games I've ever played. So it was like, it's just sometimes it's just time and place. I've learned that I don't always have to be playing the hottest thing right at the moment to enjoy it. Sometimes if I wait a little bit, I enjoy it more. If I'm playing something else that I should spend a little bit more time with, I should just take that time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. If I'm doing something for a review, like when it comes out, like a personal review,
right?
Then
Yeah,
I would
that's
get
different.
it.
Yeah.
And if there's just a hype level and when someone needs someone to play it, then I'll get it and play it with them. Other than that, I'm with you, Ray. I'll wait for it. I can wait on it.
I'm learning to be more patient with my video games. I'm patient with literally everything else in my life, but
I know
I for some reason am so impatient with video games and I don't understand it. But I'm starting to understand it more about myself anyway. So no, Megan, for real, Megan, it's like it just depends. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And then one last thing for me is that sometimes if a game comes out and the people are giving it so much hate, I would really go in and play it to see what is good about it that people are missing. And sometimes I'm surprised. I'm like, y'all missed this and y'all focusing on that, you know. So sometimes it's the opposite with me. When it's a game that's getting a lot of choice words, I should say.
Yeah, so that's our questions. Remember, you can email us at contact@codenamenex.com or follow us on social media and look for the question threads. We got to go. I want to thank everybody for watching live on twitch.tv/CNX show. Ray, thanks for hopping in. I know you were having some issues, but I'm glad you made it.
We'll get it all sorted out.
We miss your face a lot when you're not here. So
I miss y'all too.
You can follow Ray at Ray Apollo everywhere. You can follow Ed at That Retro Code on Twitter and download his podcast Optional Opinion. You can find me on Twitter at CorianHD713 and on Mixer and Instagram at CorianHD. I want to thank everybody so much for watching. Follow, like, subscribe, share, rate, review, all that stuff that you're supposed to do on the certain platforms and things. And we will see you next week.
One more thing, everybody. Follow Jesse at Phantom Maggot NX.
Nope.
Yeah, well, he cared about food more than he cared about us. So yeah, suck it, Jesse.
it's Phantom NXS now.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
You changed it. So all right. Yeah. Follow Jesse too.
We love you, Jesse.
We love you, Jesse. We love you, audience. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Woohoo!